Well, we've spoken here about grit, determination, changing the world, overcoming challenges, and success. Because I know a little bit about the life and accomplishments of our next speaker, I suspect that these themes will continue. But I would also like to introduce into our vocabulary at this commencement ceremony the words creativity and community. Creativity is central to a Golden Gate University education, whether you've been trained in accounting, law, business, finance, public administration, or any of the academic programs that our university offers. A major focus of your education has been the practical application of what you are learning, to create things. We have encouraged you to take classroom knowledge into a constantly changing world and apply this knowledge using your own unique creativity. With creativity, you can solve problems, improve situations, build relationships, and discover new and better worlds. In short, we as a Golden Gate University community fervently believe that applying your professional skills with creativity can and must serve the betterment of community. The life and work of today's honoree, Bita Daryabari, our distinguished graduate and our speaker for today's commencement exercise, exemplifies this belief. Daryabari's multifaceted philanthropy is founded on her simple idea that creativity is the only way to alleviate suffering and ennoble our minds to better comprehend the human condition. She earned her BS in computer science from Cal State University, Hayward, now East Bay. She earned her master's degree in telecommunication management from Golden Gate University. Following a very successful and distinguished career in telecommunications, she went on to create and to serve community. She created the Bita Daryabari Endowment in Persian Letters at Stanford University. She created the unique Zahn Foundation, whose mission is to support health, literacy, and peace for women in and from the Middle East. She created the PARS Equality Center, a community foundation that supports the full integration of people of Persian origin in the United States, including immigrants, asylees, and refugees. And she established the Bita Daryabari Endowment Fund for Middle Eastern students at Golden Gate University and the Bita Daryabari Graduate Fellowship. We are honored to have you, Bita, as our speaker, and we are pleased to be able to confer upon you an Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters in recognition of your many accomplishments. To do so, I would ask you to step forward, and I would ask the chair of our board, Randy Merck, to assist me. One moment. In conferring the degree, we have a simple citation that I would like to read. Bita Daryabari, entrepreneur, philanthropist, activist, distinguished graduate of Golden Gate University. We celebrate your significant accomplishments in philanthropy and your unwavering commitment to promoting health, literacy, and peace for people in and from the Middle East. We note with pride the organizations you have created to improve lives, including the unique Zahn Foundation and the PARS Equality Center, to create more just communities in which Iranians of all cultures and beliefs can participate. We applaud your initiative in collaborating with other organizations to build schools and start training programs in Afghanistan and the Middle East. We admire the exemplary commitment you have made to education through the Bita Daryabari Scholarship and the Bita Daryabari Graduate Fellowship at Golden Gate University. Therefore, it is my privilege, as president of Golden Gate University and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the university's Board of Trustees, on this 27th day of April in the year 2018, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. Congratulations.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here before such a talented, driven, and diverse group of people, posed and prepared to make their mark on the world. First and foremost, I'd like to thank President Fike for inviting me to speak and for his extraordinary work preserving and enhancing Golden Gate University's reputation for excellence. Thanks also to the Academic Vice President, Barbara Carlin, to the deans, staff, and faculties of the Agnew School of Business, the Bruce F. Braden School of Taxation, and the School of Accounting, and to Board Chair Merck and Golden Gate University Board of Trustees. And now to today's graduates. Congratulations. I'd like to talk briefly, I promise, about something that has become a trendy topic in Silicon Valley, but is, I think, even more important outside the realm of the internet and social media: the network effect. As many of you know, the force behind the seeming invincibility of companies like Google and Facebook is the network effect. The network effect occurs when networks become more valuable to individuals in the network as the size and quality of the network improves. The more people on Facebook, the more valuable Facebook is to you. This includes, by the way, your mom and that cousin who keeps posting weird political stuff. As the value increases, more users join the network, which then becomes even more valuable, attracting more users, and so on. I believe there is something similar, but even more important: the human network effect. Especially here in the Bay Area, there is a cult of the individual genius, someone who goes into their garage by themselves and walks out 3 years later as a billionaire. Please do not join that cult. Even someone like Steve Jobs, famously idiosyncratic, understood the value of his network. In fact, if you pry open the old Apple Macintosh, you'll find the signature of every member of the original Mac team etched into the inside of the case. That was Jobs' tribute to the network that helped him revolutionize the computer industry. Your friends and family, your colleagues and collaborators, the planet and its people. Networks that can make you happy, successful, and fulfilled. The more we contribute to these networks, the more they give back to us. Let's start with your friends and family. Thurgood Marshall, the man who argued the Supreme Court case that brought down legal racial segregation in the United States and became the first African-American Supreme Court justice, reminds us that none of us got where we are solely by pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. We got here because somebody, a parent, a teacher, an Ivy League crony, or a few nuns bent down and helped us pick up our boots. Personally, I may not have the courage to immigrate to the United States 33 years ago and strike out on my own as a woman and immigrant if my parents had not instilled in me, a teenage girl who refused to wear headscarf in revolutionary Iran, the confidence and courage needed to start a new life. I might never have adjusted to a country where classmates in my high school called me terrorist. And I might never have earned my master's degree if it weren't for my boss at MCI Telecommunications, now known as Verizon. 22 years ago, I sat at those same seats that you guys are sitting right now to receive my diploma. I was working and taking classes at night, and I was pregnant with my daughter, who's in the audience right now. All of us have worked hard and have people who supported us through our lives. People who helped us achieve and who, no matter how much we achieve, should remain as part of our network and part of our lives. I'm sure many of them are here today. And so I would like to take just a moment and instead of applauding our graduates, have our graduates stand up and applaud the people who bent down and helped you pick up your boots and get you here today. So graduates, stand up and send some love to your friends and family who are here for you. Remember, of all the people in your networks, these are the ones you need to look out for most, because these are the people who have the most power to make you happy. A second network is the people we work with. Some of them you'll work with on projects and initiatives that define your success. Some will become friends. And some of them you'll want to strangle for fighting with their spouses in the cubicles where you can hear everything. But we won't talk about them today. When you earn their respect and their trust, these men and women can do something tremendously important. They become the network that lets you become yourself. Don't buy into the cult of the lone genius, but do strike out on your own path. Become the individual you want to become. And you know you can do it, because most of you have already beaten the odds just by earning your degree. You got here by working 2 jobs, taking out loans, studying late nights and on work breaks, driving Uber to buy books, all while taking care of children and family members and partners. There are very few professional challenges you will ever face as great as the personal challenges you have already overcome. Go for it. Chase your dreams. But remember Steve Jobs. In real life, even the most brilliant eccentrics catch their dream as part of a network. So while you're true to yourself, be true to the people around you. I wanted to give some advice from a Persian emperor who ruled 2,500 years ago, Cyrus the Great. As an Iranian American, I was proud to co-sponsor at the exhibition of the Cyrus Cylinder a report on his conquest of Babylon and the oldest known declaration of human rights at the Asian Art Museum of San Francisco. Cyrus taught us, success always calls for greater generosity. Though most people lost in the darkness of their own egos, treat it as an occasion for greater greed. Whenever you can, act as a liberator. Freedom, dignity, wealth, these 3 together constitute the greatest happiness of humanity. How many names would we not have heard on the news recently if they had remembered that success calls for generosity and kindness, not gropings? I can name a few in the White House. So be generous. Respect the dignity of those around you. And when you hit it big, as many of you surely will, share the wealth. Because this network is the people who have the greatest power to help you succeed professionally on the terms that you define yourself. Finally, the greatest and largest network is the planet and its people. Think how many of us are here today, especially women and people of color, because people we will never meet decided to give back, to change the world, and open doors for people they would never know. Think about those who have endowed scholarships or taught and tutored in their spare time, who fed and clothed the children who grew to contribute to this college and region today. Our world is a better place because people we do not know helped people they would never meet. In 2006, I formed the Unixan Foundation to improve education, health, and job opportunities for women in the Middle East. I wanted to help the people in the region I came from, and educating women is the single most effective way there is to lift families from poverty. In Iran, more than 90% of the women are educated, but the whole region, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Palestine, Iraq, really needed the education. So I stepped in. Today, volunteers and staff are changing the region, one life at a time, bringing values we share to a region I love, giving people a chance to succeed and bringing the world a little bit closer to peace. You don't have to found a foundation. You can volunteer once a week, teach a child to read, donate to a homeless shelter, but please give back. Of all the people in your networks, the planet and its people have an extraordinary power to fulfill you. I have loved the poetry and culture of Persia ever since I was a young girl, and I have been fortunate to contribute to its study at universities in the Bay Area. So when I was preparing this speech, I thought of Persia's greatest poet, Rumi, and something that he wrote. Before death takes away what you are given, give away what is there to give. No dead person grieves for his death. He mourns only what he didn't do. So don't mourn for what you didn't do. Reach out now to the friends and family who bring you joy. Succeed professionally and share your success. And give back to the planet and people who need your support. Build your own network of humans to love, respect, and share with. Their strength is your strength. Their success and happiness will be yours as well. Congratulations, and thank you.